The role of Jack Abbott is a popular character. This week, Young and the Restless has revealed the love between Jack's mother and Kyle. The character was first introduced by Terry Lester in 1980, and when he left the soap in 1989, Peter Bergman has taken on the role and has continued to play it ever since. And despite the many ups and downs in Jack's life, nothing can disappoint him for long. Back in the early 80s, Jack started dating Jill Foster after she broke up with her father, John Abbott. Naturally, this causes all kinds of family stress and so it doesn't last. Jack married Patty Williams, but soon fell in love with Diane Jenkins. After losing Jack's child, Patty becomes more distraught when he hears that he admits he only married her to advance in his career and so she shot him. Later, Jack got involved with Jill, although she is currently married to his father. His former lover, Lindsay Wells, blackmailed him with photographs of the incident, and John divorced Jill and threw Jack out of the house. Jack dated and later married Sharon Newman, and also ran with Nikki to the Wisconsin State Senate. Thanks to the conspiracy of Sharon and Phyllis Summers, he won, but eventually resigned when his morals were questioned. After breaking up with Sharon, Jack was romantically married to Mary Jane Benson, who was later revealed to be his former lover, Patty. After she ran out of town, Jack had an affair with Adam's wife, Skye, and later became engaged to Genevieve Atkinson. But on their wedding day, Patty took her place at the altar and shot Jack. After a while of recovery, Jack began dating Nikki, but their marriage was extremely short. After surgery to remove the bullet still inside him, Jack becomes dependent on painkillers. He went to rehab and Phyllis supported him as their romance deepened. But she required brain surgery after a fall and coma and moved to a facility in Georgia. Jack is also stunned when Phyllis forces Sharon to confess that she passed the result and Nick is Summer's father, not Jack. Torn between two women who also fought extremists, Jack eventually chose Phyllis over Kelly. Unfortunately, Victor arranged for Jack to be kidnapped and replaced with someone who looks like Marco. Finally, Jack managed to escape Kelly's clutches and return to Geneva, but the damage was done. Jack received a kiss from his assistant, Hillary Curtis, but paid attention to Kelly. Andrew passed. He visited Phyllis comatose to say goodbye, but at Nick and Sharon's wedding, Phyllis appeared, fully awake. Believing that he was confronting Marco, Victor shot him, and was horrified to learn that it was indeed Jack that he was almost killed. Jack struggled to bring his life as well as the family business. When his brother Billy Abbott almost died in a car accident, Jack was painfully unplugged and breathed a sigh of relief when his brother recovered. Unfortunately, Billy and Phyllis later began having an affair with Jack and he was gutted when he discovered the truth. He and the rest tried to get her out of his companion, Graham, who was really just trying to steal her assets. Next, Jack's role changes forever. When his estranged mother, Dina Mergeron, returned to the city of Geneva. Sadly, Dina is also suffering from Alzheimer's and her family has shut down to support the model because her memories have deteriorated. During this time, Jack and Billy buried the axe, but Jack was stunned when his mother revealed that Jack Abbott was not his real father. After searching for the soul, Jack is relieved to discover that it was a lie in all Ashley's plans to destroy him and bring the Abbott company out of him. Jack managed to maintain the family business, but Ashley kept the patent and left to start his own company. He also lost the position of CEO to Phyllis, and the Abbotts conspired to overthrow her before she could push Abbott to the ground. Jack develops a new romance with new chemist Carrie Johnson, but she is actually a factory hired by Ashley to sabotage the company from within. In the end, Jack and Ashley fell into deadlock and decided to compete to see who could make their company more successful. In the end, Jack focused more on business than anything else, although he joined the Abbott family in a heartbreaking decision to send Dina to live in a house when her condition worsened. Although a brief flirtation with Mallory went nowhere, Jack was able to fix everything with Ashley and they agreed to work together on the business front. But he still felt useless and took a while to leave Geneva to find what he wanted. Jack decides to leave Abbott, leaving it in the hands of Kyle and Billy, while he works with Tracy in a book that records the Abbott family history. But when Billy stepped down, Jack once again stepped up to take over the family. The role of Diane Jenkins also received much attention from many first audiences in 1982 but eventually met a tragic fate in 2010. Initially Alex Donnelly, the later role played by Susan Walters, but it was Maura West, who played Diane when she was killed. If you're not sure who she is, or just review her history on Y&R, we've got you covered. Diane Jenkins hopes that sleeping with Jack Abbott will help her to become a top model at Abbott, and because they continue their relationship even after he marries Patty Williams, she can blackmail her to work. Although Patty miscarried Jack's child after discovering he had sex with Diane, she decided to marry him despite him. Diane soon left Jack and started dating Detective Andy Richards, and they were even married. But she got bored of him and reconnected with Jack. When she thought he was going to propose to her, she was about to divorce Andy, but disappointed when Jack couldn't commit. She left Europe in 1984, but returned in 1986 hoping to rekindle everything with Andy. Unfortunately, he is happy with Farron Connor, so she leaves again. Diane returned again in 2010 hoping that Jack could get to know her son. She slept with Tucker McCall and then started a short life with Nick Newman. Victor stopped and married Diane, but that ended abruptly when he returned to Nikki again. Diane teamed up with Adam Newman to bring down Victor, but when it failed, she turned back to Jack, but he didn't want to do anything romantic to her. Desiring to leave town, Diane sent Kyle to Switzerland under an alias, then tried to blackmail Victor to make money. When she failed, she tried Ashley, who slapped her. After sending a mass message to everyone who sent the wrong message, Diane was found murdered in the park. After a long investigation, Nikki Newman confessed to killing her in self-defense, but later, her later husband, Deacon Sharp, admitted he beat her again before discarding the body and removing it with proof. Chelsea threw Chloe a baby shower while at home. Sharon danced with her family. Are they just trying to keep her morale with the surgery going on sooner than anyone who is ready? There were a few parties, and romance blossomed for Summer and Kyle as well as Nate and Amanda. But Kyle also won against Theo, finally defeating his opponent once and for all. Nate and Amanda continued to get to know each other, and everything seems to be going well for the new couple. Eating to your perfect taste at the doctor, he congratulates Toast and Toast. Sitting across from him at the party, Amanda couldn't help but chuckle as she raised her glass to join him. Kyle and Summer form a great team, both in the bedroom and in the meeting room. After setting up Theo to expose his company spies, the couple were confident that their plan would be implemented without a problem. After being cheated and he was arrested, the Summer smiled. At Abbotts meeting, Theo immediately tried to cover his tracks. Studying, I promise. It will never happen again. Jack looks from Theo to Kyle, announcer, Mom, you are right. Because you were fired. Can you say his way out of this, or is he out of Abbott and Abbott for good?